All right, put this back. They started the old gray pull down machine. Why not? All right, time for some bent over rows. Move on. All right, time for just normal pull downs. So pull down machine is a very wide grip there at the bottom. This is a very more neutral grip, not very far apart, about shoulder width. So it's just one of my favorite handles to use for pull down. So Oh.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh. Oh.
Huh?
Oh. Ooh. No, back day is complete without pullovers. Oh. Ooh. Oh. All right. Whew, finish this back day, right? Yes, we're listening to Sabrina Carpenter in the gym. And no, I will not apologize for it. I'm the whitest boy you've ever seen. Also, it's not my playlist, it's his. Ooh. All right, last set of this back workout. It's been pretty freaking good. Pretty well balanced. Free lat focused exercises, free rows, more mid to lower back focused. So really well balanced workout. Very happy with how it went. It's very intentional with like a light lat exercise on the lat pull down machine. Very light, more fast paced, just kind of warming up with the bent over rows. And then 2 lat movements, 2 row movements after that. So really well paced. Took us about an hour and 5 minutes. So not bad. 6 exercises. Overall good back pump. See you in the car. Alright guys, back day complete. I don't know why I said that way, but you get the point. It's complete. Back day complete. And pretty freaking good. 6 exercises, which typically we land on 5. It's almost unintentional. But almost always 5, sometimes 6. So one of the times it lands on 6. But honestly, I wanted to just hit every angle of the back. So that's why it's like, okay, wider grip with the pull down machine, and it definitely finishes in almost like hitting a back double bicep way. So I almost feel my oh gosh, sorry, I'm trying to think. My shoulder blades pinch back in together and feel myself like flexing my back when I'm using it. So that, followed by bent over rows, obviously hitting more mid back, kind of maybe some lower lat action going on, but mid to lower back action felt pretty good. Into some heavy, more neutral grip pull downs, felt pretty good. Into pullovers, obviously lat focus as well, felt freaking phenomenal. And then into single arm cable rows, really again kind of lighting up that mid to lower, both kind of the bottom part of my lat and then the mid and lower trap. So felt great. And then finishing on more the wider grip handles on the chest support row. A little wider today, I believe 20 pounds wider than what I normally do. But, relatively heavy still for like the last exercise of the back workout. Typically, we don't save that machine for the very end. It's more like middle to early into beginning of the workout. So, being towards the end, lighten it up a little bit so I can control it better. Good reps, good pace, phenomenal. Again, those in particular light up pretty much the entirety of the middle of my back. I'm talking like upper, mid, and lower traps. So, really great machine. And I love that machine because you do not have to go excessively heavy to feel it. Like, it is a humbling machine. But I do personally feel like I lit up just about every part of my back. So, mission accomplished. Because that truly is my goal with any back day, is to just hit as many parts of the back as I can, because the back is the biggest compilation of muscles, like the biggest muscle group on the body. There's multiple different muscles, from the lats to the traps. I mean, just, what is it, 6 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or maybe 7. I'm trying to think if there's one I'm missing. But the point being, obviously, pretty well known, your back is your biggest muscle group. So, when it comes to back, as much as some of it is the same every back day, there's always a pull down. We're really big on the chest supported row now that the gym has it, and for good reason, because it's a phenomenal machine. And for years that gym didn't have a row machine, period. So it was just cable rows and figuring out different ways to do cable rows and bent over rows and dumbbell bent over rows, barbell bent over rows, chest supported, dumbbell bent over, just that every back day. So once we got the chest support row machine, it's hard not to want to use it, because it just lights up my back in a way nothing at that gym does. And it's just like a movement that was pretty well neglected because there was no option to do it that particular way. So, great back workout. Absolutely loved it. The only downside is I don't know if I've pulled something or if I'm just sweeping weird, like right here, at like the ball of my neck, like beginning of my spine, just desperately needs to pop. Like I feel like I need someone to just grab me by my head, like bump, and just hold me up, and I just go limp and let my spine decompress and let it pop right there. So bad. It's been hurting so bad, and the only time during this workout it bothered me was the pull downs. It actively did affect the pull downs. The first 2 sets I did 180. And I've been doing 180 pounds pretty comfortably for a few weeks now, and I ended up not getting as many reps, and then I just ended up lowering the rate, and then even with the lower weight at 160, I felt like I was ending the sets a lot sooner than I'd want to. If you guys know a good way to pop that part of your back with a chiropractor, let me know, because I desperately need it. And I don't know, I changed, so I use 2 pillows. I cannot sweep unless I have 2 pillows stacked up a certain elevation, and that normally doesn't bother me, but here recently I washed all my bedding, including my including my pillows, and the fluff in them got all messed up, the stuffing in them. I tried to fluff them out, and they seem a lot thinner, so I don't know if it's like my head not being, just being in a different position when sleeping, if that's what's doing it, if I'm sleeping at a weird angle, if when I do sweep on my shoulder, which is very often, I sweep on my back because that's what I'm most comfortable, but I do occasionally sweep on one of my sides. The only way I don't sweep is on my chest, not intentionally. I have woken up that way, but I cannot sweep on my chest because I will wake up in the morning with just like terrible chest pain, and it makes it super hard to breathe early in the morning. It just sucks. So I don't know if it's like the way I'm like laying on my shoulder when I lay on my shoulders, if it's like the new height of the pillows because they kind of got flattened out when they got washed and dried. I don't know. I really don't. It's very frustrating. I probably just need to go buy like a really good memory foam pillow, or a gel pillow, one of those really. Typically they sink pretty well when you lay on them, but they hold pretty firmly. Something with a little more support than just a cheap $2 Walmart pillow. I don't know, but I only mention it because it did legitimately come to blows with the workout at one point. It's been bothering me for a while now. I don't know if it's been caught on film what I just did just now, or I'll roll my head and try to get my neck to pop. And it will, but that specific spot still kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know if it's work. I don't know if it's this, sweeping, whatever. I don't know. But definitely not the great. But speaking of work possibly being the culprit, that's why I'm looking into a different job. I know I mentioned this on maybe not yesterday's video, but the day before. So maybe Friday's video, but I'm looking at a different job, and I have an interview Tuesday, so hopefully that goes well. And a big part of that, being a package handler at FedEx is great. Do not get me wrong. As much as I'm not a morning person, I do genuinely hate getting up that early, because I'm a night owl. Even if I was up at 4 a.m. for work, I will still somehow stay up till midnight. No matter how tired I am, my body's like, no, stay up. And it's stupid, and I hate it. But it's nice to work 4 a.m. to 9:30. Because 9:30, some people are just now getting to work at 9 and working 9 to 5. I'm getting off my shift and going home and having my whole day to myself, and that is genuinely nice. And if I had the money for it and better equipment and everything else, I would probably use that time to film different kinds of content. And I have filmed some. You guys will see it in it's scheduled to come out. I won't spoil it. We'll talk about it as the time gets closer for it to come out. But I have used that time to film other content, and you guys seen. I even did get day in the life content when I first started having health issues with my stomach, like over a month ago, where I was like, I decided to do different kind of content because I have my entire day to dedicate to filming if I wanted to. So it's not that it's not, like that. It's not that part of the job's great, but it's the 200-pound trampoline boxes and the treadmill boxes and people buying weight sets and people buying Chewy boxes that weigh anywhere between 50 and 150 pounds and whoever on God's great earth is in charge of sitting on the computer and typing up what shelf everything goes on. Like, at my height, I can't be putting these 150-pound Chewy boxes on the top shelf. Those shelves are already almost out of my reach as is. So, since starting this job, I've been having issues with my shoulders. I've been having issues with my back. I actually strained a muscle in my lower back at the job. My knees are starting to hurt again when they, frankly, have been doing great. It genuinely feels like it's taking a toll on my body. And at only 26, I don't want to feel like I'm falling apart, especially when I've been training for years. I've never felt that way. So as much as it's like, I do enjoy the job. Like, I don't hate it. I genuinely do not hate it. But I'm just trying to read the writing on the wall, and it very much feels like my body will not hold up to multiple more years of doing it, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's like, okay, stick it out and get a management position. That there's people who've been there years before me, and I don't think they have any positions open right now. The management there has been the same for years. It was the same when I worked there as a driver in 2020. I worked there from 2020 to 2023, switched to a package handler, did that for 6 months, and then left. So I was there for 3.5, probably pushing 4 years, and the management stayed the same the whole time. So am I gonna stick it out for 5 years and end up no offense, but one of the guys who is a manager there, who used to do the job, who now has to drive around one of the tuggers, not because he's actually moving any of the big packages that come on the tuggers, but he's just using a single tugger to drive around the warehouse instead of walk, and then when he does get off of it, he has to use a cane. And I'll explain. A tugger is a little yellow, I don't know the best way to really describe it other than maybe golf cart, but and it has a trailer hookup, and there's basically it's a train. I think max we do 7 trailers on a single tugger, and they haul around the bigger packages that can't come down the belt and unload them onto the belt that comes down the walkway, so that way it doesn't get jammed in the system anywhere and cause the other packages to not be able to get to the workers on the walkway loading the trucks. So it's just a way to keep everything going smoothly, no jams in the conveyor system. But is that a cop? Why are you coming at me so fast? I don't like that. Yeah, get in the other way. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, and I can't tell if that SUV is just an SUV, or if it was like a cop coming for me. So what I do, bro? I always fear that when I'm filming videos, is that me talking to the camera one day is gonna get me pulled over because of the whole phone down law that they dropped. But I'm not really distracted by it. It'd be no different than if someone called me. I'm not sitting here focusing on the fact that I am filming. But enough about that. The point is, it genuinely does feel like that the job is taking a physical toll on me, And as someone who, like, everything I do physically right is health based. Like, I started all this for my health. I started all this to take care of myself. It'd be stupid to weight train and diet and exercise and be like, oh, look at me taking care of myself. While working a job I can physically tell is like taking its toll on my back, taking its toll on my shoulders, taking its toll on my wrist. I've had tendicitis for weeks now, and I don't think it's from training. I think it's a mixture of both. Like, working a very physical job 5.5 hours a day and training. So it sucks because I don't hate the job, and there are massive benefits to the hours because there's a lot of free time in my day. But I just can't justify feeling completely and totally like, demolished all the time. Like, just sitting here right now, I should feel fine. Outside of a back pump from the workout, I should feel fine. Instead, my entire upper back hurts. It desperately needs to be pumped. My forearm, the tendicitis is flaring up, and my wrist is like very uncomfortable because it's like pinching really bad in here. And the shoulder, both shoulders are pinching. This one up in here, this one more down in here. Not the great time. So I'm going in for an interview, and I guess it doesn't matter if you guys know. It's at a car dealership. I've worked at one before as a porter, so I don't know. I was laying in bed. A lot of the guys who I worked with at the previous car dealership as a porter ended up leaving that car dealership for this one. And I was just laying in bed, and I was like, man, I'd really like to work with those guys again. Like, they're really good friends. I'm going to see if this place is hiring. Went on their site, tried to find like a career or jobs tab, couldn't find one. Went to the search bar, typed jobs, nothing popped up. Backspace, typed in careers, and it gave me 2 options, which was salesman and mechanic. And even though, yes, I do work on my own car, I'm not a mechanic. I didn't go to school for it. I don't have like really good knowledge of it. I still have to look up like what parts things are. I look up YouTube, I look up DUI videos on YouTube of how to do the maintenance on my car, and I gotta watch it like, multiple times and blah 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 before right now it's super easy. I need to replace because the egg won't give me a break for 5 freaking seconds. Gotta spend $50 more on our part. I gotta buy a camshaft position sensor, and I'm like, I think I know what that is. I think I know where it is on the car, but let me watch a video, and it's the simplest thing in the world. And even that, knowing it's the simplest thing in the world, I will probably still go rewatch that video the day I put the sensor in, even though I can tell you right now what I need to do. It's in block 2 of my engine, so the one on the front, not in the back under a bunch of stuff, so I don't even have to remove anything to do it. It's on the driver's side, in the side. I just need to take the bolt out, unplug it, slide it out, put the new one in, bolt it, plug it in. The biggest issue will be that there are 2 hoses right there, but I think my hand and my wrist are thin enough I can do it. I just pray I don't drop it, drop the new sensor down into the motor and lose it, and have to fish it out while I'm doing it. Like, that's the only issue. And I can tell you with confidence that's what I have to do. Super simple. I guarantee I will still watch the video. Imagine if every day at work I am sitting there staring at my phone, wrench in hand, underneath someone's car. Like, how do you... Jeremy, you're just doing tire rotation. One second. We got... Well, obviously for tire... Bad example, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a mechanic. I work on my own car simply because it's cheaper. Everything's so expensive right now. I would be dirt poor if I was paying all the money I've been paying on parts lately, because my car just will not chill for 5 seconds. How it's still running, I don't know, because it's been issue after issue after issue, but it's been running through all of it. So I guess thank God for that. But I'm not a mechanic. The only reason I do it is because I'm always spending all the money on these parts. I couldn't imagine spending $80, $100, $200, $300 in maintenance, because I know how annoying and frustrating and how much work went into doing the alternator on my car. I know that it was just as frustrating and took just as much time to do the serpentine belt. I know how frustrating what should have took 1 hour turned into 8 hours of just trying to put the crankshaft position sensor in. I was there. I did it. Or, me and a friend worked on it. So it's like, I'm well aware of how much it sucks. And why, these places charge like $80 an hour, $100 an hour for maintenance. Like, I get it. 40 hours. I get it. So with how expensive everything is, I'd rather just do it myself, take that risk. If I mess up, I did it to my own car. So I applied to be a salesman, or I keep saying applied. They didn't even have an application on their site. It said name, so first name, middle name, last name, email, phone number, position wanted, comments. And there was only the 2 positions, so I put salesman, and I pretty confidently said, I've worked at a dealership before. I was a porter, but I've worked in that environment. I've worked around plenty of salesmen. I've seen how it's done. I've worked around in sales and customer, oh gosh, I can't think of it now. Customer service all of my adult life, with the exception of my job right now at FedEx. Aside of that, I've always been in people-centric workspaces. So I said, I think given the chance, I could be a good salesman. And apparently that was enough, because 5:30 in the morning, I woke up to a text that said, hey, come by anytime Tuesday and let's talk about a job. And I was like, sweet, sounds great. So we'll see what happens. And it may surprise me. Maybe they need a porter. Maybe me saying I was a porter for this other dealership made him go, sweet, porter. We'll see. But I'm looking at a different job, because I'm trying to take care of myself. If I'm going to be lifting something over my head and breaking my shoulders, I'm going to be doing it on shoulder day on my own terms, not every day at work. So, all that being said, I've yapped way more than long enough, so I apologize for that. So I'll keep this part brief. Love and appreciate every single last one of you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch the video. All of the YouTube stuff, you already know what it is. Links are in the descriptions. Harder than last time. Code JS15, save 15% off. And love you guys. Tomorrow will be a chest day, and we already know chest day is the best day. So I'll see you tomorrow for a big, beautiful chest pump.